guys, welcome to the June 2023 garden tour. I'm sitting in my mother-in-law's rocking chair because, man, it is hot. We went from 60 to 90 with nothing in between. It's kind of been crazy. They say we're switching from El Nino to La Nina or vice versa because I can never keep them straight. And it's supposed to bring cooler weather and more rain. I have yet to see that, and it probably won't hit until fall. So that's exciting, right? So let's get this garden tour started. We're gonna start on the patio. A lot of things on my patio right now are kind of messed up because we're working on pouring our countertops for our kitchen, outdoor kitchen. But here is the patio garden as of right now. We have basil, chives, and thyme. Rosemary's down over there. It needs to be moved. I just got this 3-tier planter yesterday. And then I have parsley up here. I have this. I put this together the other day and I have all the tags, but I can't read them right now. There's so much dirt on them, but anyway, we have this planter. We have this planter. We have this planter here. This is citronella, and I haven't put my couch cushions back out. I pull them off when I think it's gonna rain, and it acted like it was gonna rain last night, but it never did. We have this planter here still. This one you saw in the mid-month garden tour. And then I moved the red truck to the back patio and I planted all the red, white, and purple because they're just so darn pretty. We've done this planter, I believe, since the mid-month. This is all zinnias that I planted. They are starting to look better. I told you that they would after I planted them. That is, I brought Miss Moo back here, and that's lavender, although the lavender's not doing so well. Like, we have quite the conundrum going on right now. I moved my 3 wooden whiskey barrels over here. So that one back there is all kinds of zinnias. We actually have some zinnias that are coming in. So we have that one, and that one, and that one. Again, like I said, they're doing a lot better. They just took a little time. You can see that thing right there. Get out of there. That is a dahlia. I don't know if it'll actually do anything or not, but it's been planted in there. These Shasta daisies came back from last year. My oldest planted this whiskey barrel last year, and that was the only perennial in this particular pot. And then we put some not geraniums. The dogs are going to be so sad when this all gets enclosed in. Oh shucks, when the name comes to me, I'll flash it on the screen. Planted back here, the bulbs, and then the Shasta daisy, and then we had the little pink flowers. And then this, I planted 2 years ago, I believe, and it's come back, and just this morning, this one popped open. It's so pretty. So in this planter has kind of taken a little bit of a beating, as has my other one. We have basil here. We have dill. It's actually coming back, but somebody keeps throwing stuff on it. We have trees, apparently, because we need to grow trees in a planter. And that is strawberry mint. I brought my mother-in-law over a couple of the Rosella tomatoes plants, and because you can grow them in 5 and 7 gallon buckets. I believe these are 7 gallon smart pots. So anyway, she has these 2 tomato plants. There is zinnia, and then, there's the zinnia. And then these were her Mother's Day present. My mom also got some as well. And then my mother-in-law bought those last week at the garden store and bought that to kind of decorate the front of her house. My naked ladies have taken a beating the last few years. As you can tell, there's gravel all around them. When we dug our power line down underground, I didn't even think these would come back, and they still haven't flowered. They have not flowered for, I believe, 3 years now, 2 years for sure. I just don't have high hopes for them. We have weeds too. Okay, now we're alongside the house. We do have a mum that was planted last fall out of my 20, oh gosh, I forget how many mums. My hibiscus is coming back there. That's the one I took some roots from my mom. We've got a mum started there. That's one of them that was planted last fall. Right here where the ground has been kind of jarred a little, of course you also see yellow, and that's an interesting story because we're getting ready to switch out our air conditioning. Instead of having like central AC, like you think of, the big box outside that has everything inside or whatever up in the rafters or in the floor. Ours are in the rafters. So we're switching to a mini split system for our air conditioning, and the yellow that you see on the ground is kind of where the air conditioning system, the new unit, is going to sit, the outdoor part of it. And so it's probably a good thing that one of my mums passed away. It died. Because it would have been in the way. My hibiscus here potentially is in the way. We've got to fix that. That might be in the way. I don't really know, but I did plant where you see the ground kind of disturbed right there. I planted elephant ears, but I don't think they're going to do anything. So that's probably a good thing. We have a mum here and here. Those were planted last year. A hibiscus and then another mum. In this box, we do have an elephant ear right there in the middle, simply because I just needed somewhere to go with him for the time being, so that's where I went. Looks like we have a mushroom that I need to get out of there, and then we have a bunch of zinnias. I've tried to weed this. In fact, the UPS man caught me weeding the other day. It was 90 some degrees and I was sitting out here weeding. He said, "Oh, that looks like a fun job." It wasn't. There's the rose. Again, I should have come in here last fall and I should have trimmed it back because it looks like roses grow on new sprouts versus the old thing. Some flowers go on new, some go on old, and I honestly didn't know. And I've had that thing since I think I planted it in either 2020 or 2021. I don't remember. I think I planted that, but I really don't remember. I have had some perennials planted here, but at the same time I don't see them coming back, so I'm not sure if I actually planted that or not. This is hilarious. This is the Arctic Fire dogwood, and last night I was heavy watering all of our stuff because we went from 60 degrees to 90 degrees. There was no spring, there was just temperature change. So I got this pulled out last night. It had black-eyed Susans and lavender planted in it. I'm not really sure what all of that is actually going to amount to anything and what is not. We do have a ladybug. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I don't know if this one looks like it might amount to something. We'll have to wait and see. I need to move it somewhere and actually water it. That's one of the mums that I bought last fall. This here, that plant there and that one there are the same. I don't remember what they are. They were planted in either 2020, honestly. And then we have this planted up. My oldest picked out those. Shucks, the other day I could have told you what they were. Today I'm drawing a blank. We also have some different flowers that I started planted in with them, but none of them are doing just uberly well. We have a lavender topiary. He's just doing so-so. We do have coleus that was planted in there. I had a bunch of things planted in here like bachelor's buttons and zinnias. They weren't doing well, so I came in with the lavender topiary. After I watered him really well yesterday, he does look better today, but he just looks so-so. We just planted, we had some extra mums, so we planted the mums in those, and then those are portulacas. I love portulacas, they're so pretty, but that's the blue truck that I have. Planted some petunias in that just because they're really pretty and I needed some more to go with them. And then this is my mum from 2020. He's doing amazing. This was a bunch of salvia. It's not doing so hot. I did water it last night, I'm pretty sure, but I think mostly that is weeds now, which is sad. See, I have been weeding. Left my basket right in the middle. I took a bunch of soil out of here to use elsewhere. I did plant some elephant ears right there, but I don't think they're going to do anything. Then that is one of the mums from last fall, as well as nasturtiums. Normally I plant my nasturtiums down in the garden, but this year I just decided to plant them here. I don't know why. But we actually have some that are flowering. And then honestly, this looks like something, but I haven't figured out what, but it's getting ready to flower, so that's kind of cool. I went ahead and I pulled my dead butterfly bush from there. That was supposed to be a perennial, but it didn't survive for some reason. And then we have our rose bush right here that I actually did cut back, and it's doing pretty well. And then we have all these weeds alongside the house, but I'm not real worried about the alongside the house part, for the simple fact we're getting ready to add on to our house. So, well, I put a lot of work in. I was actually going to plant this out, but if we're going to put my bedroom right there, I don't want to plant stuff to have to dig it right back up. So this was a tree that was planted last year, I believe. It was a fruit tree. We had two. One was a cherry. Looks like that's the cherry. And then we also had, I think, an apple maybe. Neither one of them survived, and I don't know why. I've tried to plant a cherry tree on both sides of my driveway twice. No. One year I planted a cherry tree on both sides of my driveway. Last year I planted the cherry tree here. Neither time have they survived, and the apple tree didn't survive on the other side, and I don't know why. This is one of those mums, which I believe, if I remember right, we had 6 mums in here, and I think there's only 2 that have survived. These were irises that have gone ahead, bloomed, and they're now dying back. I have been out here and weeded, but not enough. These are the Shasta daisies, just like my oldest planted in the whiskey barrel. One is obviously doing better than the other. They are perennials, and the thing about a perennial is sometimes it takes a year for it to establish. So the first year it might look puny, and the next year it could just take off. And then over there is a mum from last fall, and that's it. Finally, these are bearded lady irises. That's what I planted there anyway. Actually, my oldest planted this side of the driveway. They came up to this. We don't actually have any flowers. We just have leaves. So, and then I need to get out here and, I don't know, I tried to pull all those, and it's grass and weeds, and they're very well established because this is a new bed, and it's just kind of a nightmare. So over here, both of these beds were planted to the exact same thing, just on a little different order. So we had 3 of the bearded lady irises over here also, and I only have the one set of leaves that came up. We did have other irises. I have not weeded this bed. We had a mum here. It did not survive. This was, I'm not sure. Oh, nope, we have 2 mums. One here in the weeds, right there, and one right there. from all the mums that were planted last year. And if I remember right, there were 6 planted in each bed. Now that right there, I swear looks like weeds to me. But at the same time, being planted in a row like that, it makes me think that it's some kind of a flower. But that flower pattern, or those leaf patterns, don't show up in the other garden bed. And like I said, both of these were planted to the exact same things, just in different orders. So I'm not really sure what that is. So this is my wheelbarrow, and back here on the back side of it, we have rhubarb planted. Rhubarb is a perennial. Then on this side, I watered this 2 days ago, I believe, but being in such shallow dirt in the wheelbarrow, and if my professor from college heard me call it dirt, he'd give me an F, because he said dirt is a dirty 4-letter word. We do have a mum coming back right over here. I think that's a weed. These are the ice plants on both sides. I picked one, and my youngest picked the other. I've got some zinnias planted here. We have just a bunch of different stuff. I need to get out here and water it, but I won't until this evening. Last year I saw a picture where they had taken, I think it was a pickup truck, but basically it was like a dump truck, and it acted like it dumped it out, and they had flowers just going crazy. I saw the picture again this year. If I can find it again, I'll post it here on the screen. So last year, when I did this, I actually lined this whole side of my vegetable garden with zinnias, trying to kind of make it look like that. And that's why I actually started so many zinnias this year, but they haven't actually done anything. Sorry, everybody keeps driving by, and I swear they wanted to talk to me, but they didn't want to talk to me. Anyway, this year I just planted a few zinnias here in the actual wheelbarrow, but I did not plant them lining my garden. It's a lot of work for an annual just to do that. So they looked really pretty last year, but trying to weed around them was just a nightmare. Then we have a mum that is coming back right there, and a small one is coming back right there. I thought I had another one, but it looks like either the weeds have eaten it or something, but it looks like it's gone. Anyway, it was a good try. These are those flowers, the bulb flowers that I planted over in that planter that I still am not remembering what they are, but they begin with a G. So when I figure it out, you'll see here in just a minute. So this is the garlic bed. It looks like the weeds have taken over. I need to get down here and get it weeded. Oddly enough, we have not been having a lot of rain, but heat, yes. And the heat is just making these weeds grow like crazy. Weeds will grow anywhere, anytime, any condition. And basically, if you don't want a weed to grow, it's going to anyway. I had been keeping up on weeding the garlic, but it got away from me apparently. So these are elephant ear garlic, and maybe I should have pulled that off. I know you have to once you get the smaller garlic, but I don't know a lot about elephant garlic. This whole side of the bed is planted to elephant garlic, but there's not a whole lot. And to me, I think that means it's going to seed, but again, I don't really know. I need to do a little more research. That is my asparagus. It's in a pot, but the pot actually had the bottom cut out, so it's basically growing into the ground, so it's not potted. The weeds have taken over, and I've actually been keeping up on them, which is sad. So this is all tomatoes again. I need to get down here, get it weeded, and get these tomatoes staked up. These are peppers, all different kinds of peppers. We have a whole video that describes what the tomatoes and what the peppers are, so I don't really feel like going through it right now. This is the strawberry patch. Again, weeds are not my friend. Tomatoes, nothing. Peppers, so it goes tomatoes, peppers, tomatoes, peppers. Potatoes. The potatoes should be getting pretty darn close. We're starting to see flowers on them, and the flowers mean that they are doing something underground. These are this was Lisianthus all last year. Right now it looks like weeds and some Lisianthus. Those are marigolds that are not doing well. We've got the Rosella tomatoes here that need to be staked up. We have onions. Unfortunately this year I just haven't felt it real well, which is sad. I've had so much trouble that it just I need to give myself a garden pep talk and get out here and get to work. There's nothing in that pot. That is all going to seed. I'll probably start pulling it and feeding it to the chickens. They love it. This is arugula. We had some chives. We have some parsley, some rosemary, some sage. I don't see the rosemary actually, but there's a tag for it. Oh, I do see it. It's right here. Sage and cilantro. Cilantro and parsley. This is the parsley, that's the cilantro. The cilantro is going to seed. So that is the garden. This bed hasn't even been touched. And other than weeding it, I probably won't even get anything planted in it this year. This year I've really just decided that I'm going to focus in on tomatoes and peppers. And I'm not doing such a good job at that. So, and potatoes. I got the potatoes. And then over here I have some peppers. These are habanero peppers. So there are some peppers in there. I think they were the big Thai chili, but I can't remember. And then we've got onions. So that's what my garden looks like. Please someone come weed for me because I'm tired of weeding. So we have our chickens and our ducks. These ducks are so mouthy, it's quite hilarious and entertaining. The one little black chicken from some, where's he at? You can see him moving over there. From some that we bought, he's the only one that survived out of 17. It's kind of sad. We have 15 of the cinnamon queen. We have 6 of our 7 ducks. I'm not even going to try and open the door to the chicken coop because there are like 35 chicks and they all try to get out and they peck you, and these guys were pecking my oldest toes the other day. But you want to see something cute, wait until you see this. There's my new air conditioner. There's our old dishwasher. We'll get back here and oh, there they are. There they are. They were all huddled up. So we have been hatching out chicks. These are lavender Orpingtons. They do kind of have a lavender purplish color to them. Super, super cute. And I believe there are 10 of them. And then we have one little dude that was hatched out this morning. These are about a week and a half old. So that's kind of cool and exciting. I'll leave a list here of all the ones that I did have in here that have been moved out into the chicken coop that will peck you, in case you're interested in what kind of chickens we have. So, okay y'all, it's hot. It is 83 degrees and they say partly cloudy, but I'm here to tell you it is fully sunny. This is more like Missouri weather that we're used to, hot and humid, not what we had last summer, which was so hot but dry. Anyway, that's my garden tour for this month. We may do a mid-garden tour. I need to pep talk myself up into going and pulling weeds because, boy, that's hard work and it's hot and humid. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you later. If you like this video, please think about giving it a thumbs up, clicking on that subscribe button down below. See you next time. Bye! And there's the little dude that was born this morning. He's tired.